Today, we're taking a journey back to one of the most puzzling and mysterious chapters of early American history, the disappearance of the Lost Colony of Roanoke. Over 400 years later, the mystery of what happened to these early English settlers continues to haunt historians, archaeologists, and mystery enthusiasts alike. Was it a case of tragedy or something more sinister? Let's dive in and uncover the secrets of Roanoke Island. In 1585, England, eager to establish a foothold in the New World, sent a group of settlers to Roanoke Island in what's now North Carolina. This first attempt to establish a colony in the Americas was led by Sir Walter Raleigh. However, the colony quickly struggled. Harsh conditions, a lack of resources, and tension with the local Native American tribes made it difficult for the settlers to thrive. Despite their troubles, Raleigh was determined to make the colony a success. So in 1587, he sent a new group of settlers to Roanoke, including women and children. This time, the goal was to establish a permanent settlement, but this would be the last time anyone would see these settlers, at least in the way they were originally found. At the head of this new group of settlers was a man named John White. He was appointed governor, and he immediately began setting up the new colony. But just a few weeks after the settlers' arrival, John White made a decision that would lead to his place in history. In the summer of 1587, White left the colony to return to England for more supplies. But as he departed, tensions with Spain were rising, and he was unable to return to Roanoke until 3 years later, in 1590. Unfortunately, when White finally returned to Roanoke in 1590, he found nothing. The colony was completely abandoned, and there were no signs of the settlers anywhere. All that was left were a few cryptic clues, including the word Croatoan carved into a tree. So what happened? There were no signs of a struggle, no bodies, and nothing to indicate the settlers had been attacked or that a war had broken out. All John White found was that mysterious carving, Croatoan. This single word has sparked centuries of theories. Let's break down the most popular ones. One of the leading theories is that the settlers, or at least some of them, were absorbed by the local Croatoan tribe. The Croatoans lived on an island not far from Roanoke, and the name carved into the tree could have been a sign that the colonists had relocated there. John White actually had a plan in place for exactly this scenario. Before leaving for England, he had agreed with the settlers that if they had to leave the colony, they would carve a symbol or leave a message so that anyone returning would know what had happened. Some believe the settlers integrated peacefully with the Croatoans and lived out their lives there. There are even reports from later English explorers that suggest the descendants of the Roanoke colonists might have been found living among the Croatoans, though no concrete evidence has ever been found. Another theory is that the settlers were attacked by Spanish forces. In the late 1500s, Spain and England were engaged in a fierce rivalry, and Spain had control of much of Florida. Some historians speculate that the Spanish may have attacked Roanoke and wiped out the colony, taking the settlers prisoner or killing them. However, there are a few problems with this theory. First, there's no evidence of a large-scale attack on Roanoke. Additionally, White would have likely seen signs of such a conflict upon his return, but nothing of the sort was reported. Another more tragic theory is that the settlers simply perished due to starvation or disease. Roanoke Island was far from ideal for farming, and the settlers had limited supplies. Over time, food shortages and illnesses might have taken their toll, leading to the collapse of the colony. Despite this, there's no definitive evidence that the settlers died of starvation. If they had, you would expect to find skeletal remains or other signs of death. But White didn't find any of that when he returned. One more possibility is that the settlers tried to escape the island by ship, but they were caught in a storm or lost at sea. Some historians speculate that they may have sailed to a different part of the American coast or even attempted to return to England. However, no shipwrecks have been discovered in the area, and if this had happened, It seems unlikely that the settlers wouldn't have left some kind of clue or sign of their departure. Even after centuries of investigation, the fate of the lost colony remains one of history's greatest mysteries. Despite numerous expeditions, archaeological digs, and historical research, no one has ever uncovered definitive evidence about what happened to those settlers. Were they absorbed by the Croatoans? Did they meet a tragic end? Or is there still something more to this story that we haven't yet uncovered? The clues we do have only leave us with more questions. The word Croatoan carved into the tree is a message we still haven't fully decoded. It could have been the answer, or perhaps it was just another dead end. But for now, we're left to wonder, what really happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? What do you think happened to the settlers of Roanoke? Was it a tragedy of survival or something far more mysterious? Drop your theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on this ancient enigma. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of history's most enduring mysteries, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell to stay updated on our latest videos. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.